Joining me now is UFC featherweight Billy Quarantillo, who has a big fight coming up here, UFC 256, against the man he wanted to fight, Gavin Tucker. Billy, man, you got the fight you called for. How excited are you that this was the matchup that rolled across your desk? Sneaking in one more before the end of the year, too.
Yeah, definitely. The biggest thing was trying to get another fight at the end of the year. And after this last fight, I knew Gavin was going to be. I knew we were going to fight eventually because we were supposed to fight in April, and then he mentioned after his fight that he still wanted to fight me. So I was like, yeah, let's do it. After getting the win against Kyle Nelson, I took a few days off, and he mentioned it again that he wanted to fight me. So it's a matchup we both wanted. We were supposed to fight in April. And there's a lot more on the line now because he got one more win, I got two more wins. So I think it's a lot bigger of a fight. It's going to be on a pay-per-view now as opposed to a fight night. So I think it's just a big fight for me to end out the year right before Christmas. I couldn't ask for a better situation than I'm in right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I know you kind of have the reputation as being one of the nicer guys in the UFC. You're friendly to everybody on social media and stuff. But I also feel like sometimes you get a little bit of an edge. Like you kind of – you and Spike Carlisle have you had some chirps back and forth, and the same thing here. Like, I think, you're respectful in everything you do, but is that something that you just do to kind of keep yourself motivated, kind of interested in the matchups, keep yourself going forward?
Yeah, I do have a reputation of being like kind of a nice guy, but I'm a fighter at the end of the day. So if you saw me at the gym, sometimes we get into it with my teammates, with my sparring partners, and I definitely don't mind chirping people, especially Spike, who is like the easiest guy in the world to make fun of or to get under his skin. And Spike started it. He was talking a whole bunch of crap before our fight, and he wasn't able to back it up. And with Gavin, I don't mind talking either because it's a fight, and I think the fans want to see more of your personality. And I grew up talking smack and being very competitive. I got 4 older brothers and an older sister, so it's nothing new to me. And at this point in the stage of my career, you're not really going to get in my head talking smack. So yeah, I'm a nice guy, but I definitely don't mind talking smack and motivating myself and making the fans interested in my fights.
Yeah, I love it, man. And you talk about those kind of promoting yourself, whether it be through trash talk or other things. And I know you had the opportunity recently to kind of delve into commentary. So how did that come about? Is that something that you're hoping to kind of do on the side throughout your career? And did you enjoy your first experience?
Yeah, I've been loving it. Shout out to SFT, a standoff fighting tournament in Brazil. It's one of the biggest Brazil organizations, and it came to me through my friend Jay Adams. Shout out to Jay. He's a very good commentator. I'm just a rookie right now, but Jay, hit me up and he was like, "Hey, man, they're interested in having myself and a high level fighter. Would you be interested in doing it?" And when he first asked me, I had a fight coming up, so I wasn't able to do it right away. So then after the Kyle fight, he asked me again, and he was really interested in having me. So I did it the first time, and it went really well. And since then, I've already done 3 shows for them, and there's another fight card on Saturday. Every fight I've seen has been great fights. Shout out to David Hudson, the owner, and they basically have a Portuguese version, and me and Jay lace the English track. So we do the English version, and it's been great, man. I couldn't ask for a better gig to basically watch fights all day and to commentate. It's something I love to do anyway, and I love doing it, and it's definitely something I look forward to continuing to do throughout my career.
Yeah, so man, it's great. And just circling back around to your fight, and this will be, you made your UFC debut. It was a year ago. It's almost coming up on the 1 year mark, I believe.
Yeah, a couple days.
Yeah, yes, a couple of days. So it's kind of crazy to reflect on this past year. I know we get to the end of the year, we talk about fighters of the year and breakthrough fighters, and you kind of are at the disadvantage where you made your debut like right before the calendar year. But if you take that out of the equation, I mean, it's really hard for fighters to hit 3-0, 4-0 right off the bat, and you've already done that. So, is it pretty wild to reflect on where you were then and where you are now and all the goals that you've achieved so far?
Yeah, it really is. And, listening to everyone talk about, oh, man, this has been such a crappy year. 2020's been horrible. And for me, career-wise and financially, it's been the best year of my life. So it's of course, it was tough, going through all the pandemic and everything like that. But yeah, there was a point in my life that I didn't even know if I'd get into the UFC. Getting bounced off from the Ultimate Fighter, not really having any options at that point, basically having to fight and claw my way just to get in the UFC, and to now being 3-0 in the UFC, looking to go 4-0 in a 12-month span. I couldn't ask for to be in a better situation. And I think that's when I'm at my most dangerous. Like these last few fights, I've really gone into it with not a lot to lose. And with that mentality, I feel like I'm way more comfortable. I'm confident, and I'm a very dangerous fighter right now.
Yeah, and Gavin, obviously, you asked for this fight, so there's something about it you like that you think will hit that 4-0 mark for you. So what is it? What is it that you like about this matchup, and why did you want to fight him?
Well, yeah, it is. I think it's a really good stylistic matchup for me. What's really intriguing is that he's never been finished before, so I look at that as like a huge opportunity to me to go out and finish him. But not only was I intrigued to fight him before in April, but after he won his fight, we didn't have a contract. I was scheduled to fight Kyle, and he actually called me out after, so that was really motivating to me. And then right away, I was like, oh, yeah, of course. Like, we got to fight now. If you call me out at this point in my career, we're definitely going to fight. So him basically calling me out after was all the motivation I needed. I already thought it was a good matchup in April. Basically, if I fought Kyle and they offered me someone else and Gavin didn't say anything, I would have been fine fighting someone else. But since he mentioned me and I knew he still wanted to fight, I didn't want to let him off the hook. And this is definitely a matchup I really like.
If you go out there and you do what you think you're going to do, what you set out to do, and you get that 4-0 marker next to your name, it's kind of a signal that you're ready for even another step up in competition. So where do you think it lands you? Do you feel like with the win here, you're going to get some big name matchups?
Yeah. I don't know how they could. I don't know how they can avoid anything else from that point. It definitely has to be a top 15 or at least a big name. There's a lot of veterans that I'm looking at. But yeah, that's definitely the goal. It's not only is my goal to go out there and get a win, but to get a finish and a performance of the night bonus. It's funny, the last two fights I've had, the first question the media asked me is like, oh man, like if you get a bonus, what are you going to do with it? And the first time I got really excited, and the second time I was like, oh man, we've been here before. So more so than anything, I'm really going. Obviously, I want the win more than anything, but next in line, I'm going to do whatever I can do to get that performance of the night bonus. So I know it's a big pay-per-view. I know Tony Ferguson and Charles Oliveira is on the card, and there's some big names on the card. But man, I'm going to do everything I can do to get that performance of the night bonus.
Yeah, even if you pull off Joaquin Buckley's spinning kick, I'll make sure I tell John Morgan, do not ask him about the performance bonus because apparently that will jinx you. So,
Well,
Billy,
yeah, they
man,
need to go. I really need to ask them. I'm going to tell the media if I go and get a big finish. I'm like, man, you guys really got to press Dana on this one because, and I appreciate after the Spike fight, they were really like, oh man, we thought Billy and Spike would have had it. So yeah, I'll talk to John. I'm going to talk to my media friends. I think we've grown close to each other. I've got to talk to them a few times now, and usually what they say goes. So if I go there and get a big finish, I'm gonna, maybe slip them a 20 or something and try to get a good bonus for me.
there you go, man. I love it. And Billy, man, always appreciate the time. Congrats on all the success. Good luck with the fight, and we'll be talking again, man.
Thanks, Nolan. I appreciate it, man. Have a good one.
You too.